So now we're doing this classic just because I remembered it.
That logo, by the way.
Are you ready?
Oh dear.
Cool. Are you ready?
So
Awesome.
this is like really exemplary of like the difference between Japanese and Western developers at the time.
Wait, awesome. This music, holy
This
shit.
title feels Amiga.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is Tommy Tallarico.
Are you ready?
I-
You
I'm
having a
gonna-
blast? How about this? Oh shit!
Are you ready?
Oh god! What are you doing?
It is literally Tommy Tallarico.
Oh.
Are you ready?
It is developed by Virgin Games USA, designed by David Perry. So this is from the people who made like Cool Spot and stuff like that.
Oh.
The guy who
So
desi-
Ronald just popped out of nowhere. Now they're stuck in the comic book.
Yeah, he was just like, oh, you like it? That's great. Yeah, you're gonna fucking live it.
So the designer on this is also like one of the lead designers for Earthworm Jim 1 and 2.
Let's
So,
say,
hey,
I thought
we're-
Virgin
we're-
was actually a name that popped up at some point, so yeah, that sounds about right. I could definitely see it.
yeah, it's similar stuff.
What a weird idol animation.
You really want to play as like, it's almost better like being these like kids, or do you want to be as Ronald himself? God, it's so funny how like the Treasure game was so exemplary of kind of Japanese weirdness, and then this is like American chewed, 90s chewed, you know?
This is so weird. What the hell?
This also has very little. Like the Treasure game has more to do with McDonald's than this does.
No, he was in the restaurant. He's enjoying a delicious Big Mac. A Happy Meal.
So, some kids were enjoying the restaurant, and then Ronald came in and purged them.
Is this part of the same continuity as the Treasure game? Like, does this take place after Ronald gets back from the moon, and he purges some children?
Like it could be. I mean, they're in a comic book now, so anything goes.
Well, you know, McDonald's comic books, that cold connection.
The moonbeams fuck with his brain, and Ronald's just like, I
turned
must banish children into comic books.
His trip to the moon, yeah, made him evil. So this is like the sequel.
Oh, you know what? Like, so what happened is that the alien brought him back, and he's like, oh yeah, no, it's fine. But he actually, what he didn't tell him is he possessed him with the rainbow beam. So now, McDonald's...
Made him a sleeper agent.
No, the aliens like the thing. Like what came back wasn't the original Ronald.
Okay, so real talk. There's some invisible platforms or air dashing, probably invisible platforms.
Invisible platforms.
Yeah, they just came out of nowhere.
It's got the kind of like the sonic speed, but it's not really designed around that. Like you can get into like quite a good pace, but then you have to keep stopping. I did have a friend who owned this game, which is why I even know about it. I didn't play it much. It didn't really resonate. I don't think I've ever seen beyond this first level.
It doesn't look bad per se.
No, it's fine. It's kind of weird that a game that is fine is not the best McDonald's game. I understand but Kids is fine as well.
That like fall sound whenever you fall a little too far, even though there's no fall damage. Like his sounds in general are kind of all over the place.
Yeah?
Why is it a Super Soaker?
Why is it not a super soaker?
Okay, it makes as much sense as anything else.
Yeah, what is it firing out? Cheese?
I just remember.
It's firing the secret sauce.
I just remember that Super Soaker that short-lived Super Soaker that shot like slime, but it was white.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, commercial for it's like the funniest fucking thing ever. It's like really unfortunate.
Oh dear.
They had got through like a lot of bureaucracy before like anyone said anything.
Yeah, like how many people saw that and none of them were like, hold on.
They were just like, that looks really bad. Shh, don't say anything. It'll be funny.
Like how yeah, your character turns into a lemming whenever you go over a ledge. Just what?
Like they just disintegrate when he lands. I just want to watch this long enough to see what this. Whoa.
This game.
Okay, maybe I didn't see beyond the first level because apparently it never ends.
Yeah, I was wondering.
Another contrast with the treasure game, like they are constantly mixing up. Oh, there it's that guy from the last game. Why did it say bonus game and then like there was a huge gap and then?
I think yeah, you have to get to the end. I think that was at the bonus game. Oh no, it's
I
this.
think yeah, if you have enough M's, like if you collect 75% M's or something, you get a bonus game after this, where you get an entire fucking, essay on how to play the bonus game.
Yeah, wow, I didn't read any of that. Also, why does your character get electrocuted into existence?
It's the way interdimensional travel works in this universe. I don't know.
The bonus game is recycling?
Yeah.
This game actually apparently has a heavy environmental theme,
Yeah. 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 Are you
as
ready?
is the style and of the time.
Right.
Makes as much sense as anything else. God.
Very Amiga to just like have a bunch of samples and like this like techno track. Come on, Mack, try harder. Just like
Oh. God.
as completely random games.
Yeah.
Level 2, we slightly changed the palette, but only slightly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say before we went to level transition is how Treasure constantly have new assets, constantly have new tile sets, whereas this looks like the opposite.
Well, we'll see if this is like World 1-2 or something.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, not every door was Treasure. Let's be fair. Oh god, it just looks like mucus now. It's horrible.
Yeah. Scrubbed a little bit, and yeah, we're gonna see a new tile set in about 7 more minutes.
Wow.
Well, we only have 7 and 30 minutes to go, so
I just love this. Just this different because like the idea of just making a McDonald's video game is so goddamn open. I mean, they've got their own existing characters, but you could just take it in so many ways. And just how different these two games are. Are you fighting
one-
slime? I mean, it makes as much sense as Aliens, to be fair.
this feels like another game that had McDonald's slapped on it at the very end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with the title,
I could imagine, like, say if they, I don't know why, but imagine they did like one of those mini consoles, and this was like a beloved classic, and everyone insisted on having it. But like, oh, but we don't have the McDonald's license. Yeah, you could just picture them swapping out those M's and just a little thing here and there. The Ronald at the end there waving the flag just becomes the same bunny rabbit from the localization of the Treasure game. I don't know. But it's not like integral to the game. They should have made like franchise restaurant simulator on the console for kids.
I just love
Like,
how that...
The Treasureland game is out there too. You could probably sprite swap it, but like it at least has, the McDonald's characters as
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
yeah, I
you
mean,
play as
Ronald's always on
Ronald and you
screen.
see all your friends. You know.
Those slopes look kind of jank when he runs down them.
What is? Oh, your health is that arrow.
It's getting hit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the bar underneath your score.
A lot more straightforward than the duel system.
Oh god, here we go again.
I guess it's kind of like cool spot, only instead of you needed to exit at the level, you just need it for the bonus stage.
I mean, it's the same company, so. Oh, and are they magnetory for finishing the level, or
Ugh.
just points?
You play this game, you tell me.
Oh, I didn't play it much.
It's like Sonic CD. You get the good future if you destroy them.
As Mack always says, slime or
we-
be slimed.
We all
Yeah, I
know
did
that.
say Slime World 3 there.
Okay. Yeah, kind of curious what the other enemies are going to be, because you are firing slime at them. I kind of thought that was just the theme. Why are they the global gladiators? Like, what do you miss that?
The Global Gladiators are the name I bestowed upon the people I banished into the comic books.
Into
That's-
the comic zone, if you will.
Yeah, this is just a comic zone ripoff. Although I think this predates that.
Somebody saw this and was just like, I've got a better idea.
And then they...
I mean, you fought slimes in that game too, so...
Yeah.
Because it was a game made in the 90s.
Yeah.
It reminds me of when we were watching, bootleg playing through the Toy Story 2 game, which is like, actually seems alright, but one of the bosses in that game is just like a big slime monster in like a trash can, just because.
Awesome!
I mean, Talarico has samples and he wants you to hear them. So this is sort of like, it's not interplay, but it's like the same, practically the same kind of group in some sense as Earthworm Jim and all those games.
Yeah,
Like
this-
Aladdin, Lion King, I think. So I guess you can also. It's very important that we do this game because it's tying in with the Treasure series and the Earthworm Jim series.
yes.
Eventually we'll make an elaborate web.
Yeah, the Midnight Watch YouTube universe.
I can't wait till we get 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon between Kirby and Police Knots.
I do like doing that kind of shit in my head. I'm not gonna lie. Although the things we've got so far are pretty spread out. And Treasure of former Konami stuff. We've got connections there. Yeah, these. I just remember these, like specifically that first level, just going on for way too long. And just losing interest.
This doesn't seem to be a lot of variance in general.
No.
Yeah, it's just kind of just a rather simple game.
I mean, we said earlier that, like, by treasure standards, Treasureland is the most conventional game, but then you compare it to this, and this is what true kind of conventionalism is when it comes to, like, a kid's game.
It's
Slime them all! The mystical forest!
Wow, we're actually going to see something different.
Well, we're back in the magical forest. We've looped.
Oh, it's not magical, it's mystical. There is a difference.
Yeah, like, magical's Japanese, mystical's American. Get it right.
it's this weird sort of like difference between like random in like a very amusing kind of way, and then random in just a very boring kind of way. Where like Treasure Land Adventure is like very odd, but like amusing, and how just strange all of their ideas were. Whereas this is like, yep, there's an axe, and then there's
Wow.
a gopher,
I think it's a beaver.
beaver, yeah. It's yeah. And,
Why is it blue? Because I scrubbed along as well, seeing if there was different tiles there. I thought this is Ice World, and now I'm seeing it's not.
I
Like,
mean,
you
that's
scroll in the
what
little YouTube
mystical trees are blue.
yeah.
Oh,
Get-
right.
Get your
Yeah.
McDonald's lore straight.
Yeah, wait, this is taking even less. You don't even get the fucking characters. What the hell? Where's Grimace?
I mean, Donald McRonald is barely even in this one.
Hey, we didn't have a
Just
boss.
your
did we?
horrific, torturer who was sent you to this strange realm.
He's the final boss, I imagine. Wait, what? We didn't have a. We
He's
haven't
your
had a boss.
DM.
Yeah,
There's no boss.
Yeah, there are no bosses so far.
What the hell? We've changed worlds. There should have been one. What a rip-off. I get kind of these enemies are just they make me think of Bubsy of all things.
Yeah.
No one want to do Bubsy video.
I'll play them. I owned all of them, except the Jaguar one because
Well, yeah.
Who owns the Jaguar?
I mean, we played them. We did the little dumb kind of half-baked race thing years ago.
Oh yeah.
Bubsy 1 ain't that bad. It's not good, but it's not like honestly, if you compare it to the actual standards of the time, it ain't that bad. Bubsy 2, on the other hand, like holy shit.
Bubsy 2 might be the worst of the series, which is like a very tall order considering the infamy Bubsy 3D has. But
It's still, I mean, I can't say I played it first time. I'd probably rather play Bubsy 3D though. It looks at least comprehensible.
yeah,
That's a bold claim. We'll see.
Yeah.
Those plants from Tasmania.
oh yeah.
Why am I just like, we're supposed to be doing treasure games, we've just gone like way off topic and now I'm talking about doing Bubsy. I'm really bad at this.
Talk about the scariest game ever made, Tasmania.
Man, that is also like a very bizarre game in its design.
Yeah, the like dynamic sort of music, for the lack of a better description.
Yeah, they were trying to do like Looney Tunes dynamic music and it just comes across as really weird and scary in spots. How do you manage that?
Then the fucking minecart thing, Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
That's
Yeah,
one of those
really.
things that I suffered through as a kid, where I was like, fuck it, I've got this game, I'm gonna try to beat it, and the minecart, it's like, Jesus Christ.
No beef for too fierce, no trouble. Global Mack will beat them all. Permashave.
Alright. Or, more blue trees.
Didn't even get a palette swap this time.
Oh man, when are we gonna do Booger Man?
Never.
Booger Man.
It's weird how, like, a game with that title, and knowing what I know about how it, like, looks, is just, I don't know, I found
Boring?
it very, yeah, it's a very uninteresting game.
Yeah, it is. Kind of like this.
This reminds me of Booger Man, actually.
Yeah, that's why I said it.
Most of the first level, but,
It's also, I think that's also kind of, I don't want to say this developer, but it's like, I'm pretty sure it's that circle
right.
of designers.
Well, then
I
we...
don't know where.
Yeah, but we have to cover that before we can cover Clay Fighter 63 in a third.
Oh. Well, yeah, we've got to go
That's the
every game.
lore.
So how many pre-existing characters in the Boogeyman, Earthworm Jim? Are there any others?
Well, aside from the other Clay Fighter characters, that's it.
Well, yeah, obviously. We'll have to do Battle Arena to Shinden then. The PC port.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, he's just one go. He just has a fucking club. They don't give a shit.
I think it's reusing sound clips from another game.
Do you remember when the Shinden one was like a big part of Sony's marketing for like the early PlayStation? Like, oh, that just seems so hilarious now in retrospect. Like, then as soon as Tekken came out, like, just nobody gave a shit about Battle Arena to Shinden. You know, this game's boring, but I feel like we've committed too much of our time not to make a whole video now. I'm sorry to
I
say.
mean, we're doing it.
Yeah. Everyone's asking for this video. Everyone wants to play Gladiators video.
At some point, I'm gonna have to upload this video, and I'm gonna be like, what the fuck is this game called again?
Bob, you fucking idiot. We could be like knocking out more police notes. Why are we watching this? Why has there been another 6-month delay to the Police Notes series? Bob wanted to do a game he's barely remembers that has McDonald's in it.
We got hungry for McDonald's.
Yeah.
In a metaphorical sense.
The worst part is I kind of feel like doing about kids, then we've just got a franchise under our belts. No, don't know how
No, let's just start like 5 more series.
Yeah,
We'll do
Bubsy,
kids and then we'll do Donald Land.
Oh, no.
What?
What?
Legendary quote.
What the fuck was that?
You can really go through the playlist of the watch videos, and this is just gonna stick out like such a sore thumb.
So where was there like a realistic like Maui head like in the background? Moai.
Well, it's because these developers used to work for Konami, which is oh wait, hang on.
Wait. Yeah, this is exactly like Silent Hill.
I do feel like I'm going through some sort of weird purgatory here.
I really thought you said Burgertory. I got too much McDonald's on my brains.
My one word with you is purgatory.
I think that's what these kids are in after. Donald McDonald fucking banished them to the Burgertory.
Burgertory.
I'm literally crying. Jesus Christ. Purgatory. Just call it. Please just call the video that. just don't even call it like watch Mick and Mack as the cover. Just put Purgatory. Or at least at the very, if you must compromise, Midnight Watch Purgatory. Oh man, that's such a good word. Oh, I've calmed down, sorry. That just tickled me though, I swear.
I'm actually really stuck on the name of this game, actually. Like, why are they global gladiators? Hinting at, like, the globe, like the Earth, and they're...
Yeah.
The game takes place in a comic book?
Yeah, that's why this game's called Comic
At the
Zone.
beginning, they're like, wow, the global gladiators are cool. Well, now you are them.
Whoever they are, I don't know.
Oh,
I've
so...
never heard of them. They just look like kids with super soakers.
So the global gladiators are characters in this universe, because I don't think I've ever heard of them outside of this game. They're characters in this universe, and the game is about these kids replacing them?
Yes,
You don't-
in a McDonald's license. So Ronald McDonald did that. It's like they really want to make their own original game, and then they're like, shit, we need McDonald's money. So we'll just shoehorn Ronald McDonald at the fucking start.
This is the most convoluted way to do a license game I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
For something that basically requires no story, they came up with a really bizarre roundabout way of, like, we want kids to fight through a comic world. Okay.
Purgatory.
Purgatory.
Oh, there's still enemies there, so you can still die, potentially.
Uh-oh, Toxitown.
Dogs are down.
Oh, right, I was like, where's the boss? Wait.
Bosses!
Hey,
Like, this sound font is insanely reminiscent of Green Dog, the beach surfer dude.
that is the Gems driver for you.
Yeah. That's
Although
the next
Toy
game on our
Story
list.
isn't there. Yep. After the other 62 we've planned. We should do more games that just aren't part of the franchises so we don't have to commit.
Oh, now it's turning into like an Arrow the Acrobat track. Remember Arrow the Acrobat?
Yeah, we'll do that next.
You know how it got
Hero the Kamikaze Squirrel.
yeah, it got a spin-off game for some fucking reason. Western games they're a mistake.
Kinda.
Wow.
No, I actually kind of liked a lot of those games. It's just like,
They are, especially on this system, where they all tend to use like the same
Oh
default
yeah, the
sound
Genesis.
yeah.
And
the
that
Gems
weird thing going on.
driver, and this kind of bland kind of color palettes. Yeah, I mean they have a rep. I would say most. Yeah, I would say Japanese, in terms of quality, Japanese games were overall better than.
There were two
American
different
European
worlds, which I think is very interesting.
Yeah, and they sort of homogenize. Like games are kind of homogenized these days.
Yeah.
You know, like Western games trying to be Japanese, and Japanese games trying to be Western. It's just the way it is now. And you can't. And a lot of time, you can't even tell what's from where. And not that it really matters.
I mean, you don't have the heavy tuned era either, as
No.
far as, you know, theming in America.
Yeah. And then Europe as well. I don't want to like
Right.
say it's all America either. It's like we are equally.
Tutable.
Yeah. Absolutely. When you got things like Zool,
Oh,
which we'll have to do a video on now. I don't know anything about it, I have no interest in it, but we'll have to do a video on it because I mentioned it.
we'll do that one
Yeah.
speed run that I found that was about 2 seconds long.
That'll look good in the playlist. I mean, it's a fair look at that game, yeah. One of the... Yeah, let's just start using tools just as speedruns for our commentaries. Just like, wow, remember when Mario World that you played Tetris in the middle?
Remember when Pokemon was just like, you know, talking to a couple of people? It'll be just like that Street Fighter 3 video we did.
Oh gosh.
This looks really annoying to play. Like, they're kind of breezing through it, but
Yeah, I noticed in like
there's a lot of shit on screen.
the last world, the enemies were getting like kind of insane. But at the same time, it doesn't seem like you have a limit on your weapon, so you might as well just fire all the time.
From what I remember playing this, there's just a lot of hazards on the screen at all times, which is probably the only reason why you have such a long health bar. Because if you can't avoid shit, then just let the player take multiple hits.
Right.
I mean, Sonic got that right, because, you know, the ring's a safety net. You can afford to be reckless as long as you have one ring. You know, otherwise that game just wouldn't work. If it had a conventional health system, it'd be like Bubsy.
noticing the camera is also kind of going all over the place.
Yeah.
Might be quickly acting to up and down pushes.
I think so, yeah.
It's just kind of weird because, like, you'll notice the player will get hit by something that's, like, coming from the bottom of the screen that doesn't seem very reactable just because they haven't been looking up at the time, and it's... Because it's always, like, ahead of you in some way.
I think one very Western game that turned out really well was Kid Chameleon. That game is unrepentantly American, but it's like really, really good as well. You know, that's not like...
Yeah, I don't know, like, I always wondered if that game actually was American, just because, like, I
It
can
is,
kind of
yeah.
see... Yeah, I can kind of see it being like, oh, this was, like, made in Japan, but it's, like, you know, kind of got, like, that Western sensibility to it. But...
Yeah.
And it just had, like, a really good translation. But no, like, yeah.
Or as it's known in Japan, Chameleon Kid. With that manga version of the box art is identical, but it's done in like an anime style. It's really weird to look at. But that game's really cool, like with the branching paths and everything. I'm just mentioning it now so we don't have to commit to this idea of doing a video.
I think we talked about it, but it's like, how do you, like, represent that game in, like, a short video? Because, like, the branching paths...
I mean, no, you can do like a conventional playthrough. You're never going to see every level. I think there's a tool that's just a speed one for maximum levels.
Oh.
To just see as much of the game as possible. This background kind of reminds me of the second level of the Robocop vs Terminator. Which I think also had the same composer, or maybe it was Mark Miller.
Oh, the Virgin logo in Toxic Town.
It's kind of weird seeing my internet provider in such an old game.
Virgin just fucking does everything.
Yeah, they do. Especially back then when they were just like, oh, video game publishing show. I think they published Resident Evil here.
What?
Yeah, they published like the original Resident because Capcom didn't publish in Europe during the 90s. So it was like you got like Virgin publishing that like Marvel vs. Capcom and shit.
Marvel versus Virgin.
Yeah, Richard Branson was a playable character.
Sounds
This
like
game does not evolve at all through its playthrough.
it gets more annoying. Like with the enemy counts, or just the enemies' actions.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say before this game ends, probably not as good as the Treasure game.
Yeah, you know, I'm just looking at it.
But I haven't played it, so I don't know.
Better give it a shot. Why does he sound like Mickey Mouse when he gets hit?
I was thinking that. I was thinking about the Disney games, and I was just thinking that.
Well, it sounds a lot like the sound sample they used in World of Illusion, but like over peaking for some reason.
I was gonna say because I don't know if they made that. Is the thing. It would make sense if Sega or someone had those samples, but then again, this sample rate, any sort of high pitch, ow, probably sounds Mickey-esque.
Yeah. I'm actually trying to remember who made World of Illusion.
I think it was Sega of Japan. I think. I don't think it's American. No, it's definitely Japanese.
Toxic Town is Toxi Normo.
It's just town.
Oh
it was-
boy! Are we getting this kind of song in the fucking actual stages? I was hoping the samples would come back.
Yeah, I was gonna say like very, very heavy Kid Chameleon vibes because that game also uses the title story cutscene music for its ice level.
Oh.
When I converted that to Kid Chameleon stage for Mugen, it was like kind of neat being able to just use the game's main theme as well. Like, you know, to represent the game as a whole, you know. But it is literally what it plays there, so. Also helps that I think the hardest level in the game was Okay, one of the hardest levels in Kyoto Medium was ice themed. The actual
That's-
hardest was the swamp level.
Yeah, I remember the swamp levels being the asshole levels.
Bloody swamp.
Yeah, the one with the wall of death.
Yeah, bloody swamp. This is just like, this enemy placement is just random. Like,
Level design is
there's-
random.
Yeah, there's no thought process in this. They also all have these just kind of generically open kind of spaces, and they're just...
Yeah, it's like the levels feel like they're big enough to have like sonic paths in them, you know, or at the very least like enough. You have enough space to actually put in like just different ways you can get through the level, even if it is all just one big open
Yeah,
area.
it's like
but,
tall.
yeah, but
Oh
Uh,
look, the one showing that this is not just some rebranded game. That was an M made of M's.
Is he
Perfect.
actually going to do that ice... next level, is he actually going in that ice cave, or is this just, like, teasing you? Because that would actually require them to make a different background. Oh wow, they did, holy shit. Oh, the other back's just black, but yeah.
what was that line? It was like a true gladiator, he goes where gladiators have never gone before. What are you talking about?
You know, from Star Trek.
Yes.
The Gladiators. Star
The
Gladiator.
global gladiators, yeah. Because that's the thing you say in space, the global gladiator.
Yeah.
Cool. Everything is made of ice here.
Yeah? They made that, like, breaking effect, and damn it, they're gonna use it.
The ice of the polar ice caps is revolting. Stop them.
This is the opposite of the Treasure Land like ending photo. It's like we've got blue, light blue, and white. Damn it, everything's gonna be the same color here.
I don't know why it bothers me that, like, the in pickups are just really fucking tiny.
Yeah, they don't stand out much.
Yeah, why? That does bother me. Why are they so damn small?
Is it the checkpoint? Is an arrow pointing down?
I think so.
Well, why is it pointing down? Because it's always pointing down, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. It's always pointing down, yes.
In a good game, that would point in the direction you need to go.
Yeah, down. No, this is where you'll respawn.
Here.
Right here.
Why is Ronald there?
Because you wouldn't know that you beat the level without him waving a flag. I don't know.
He's there to torture you throughout your purgatory.
Oh yeah, watch out for the anvils.
God, there's an essay there. It's not that complicated. Why is that text so long?
Let's say you could really just be like, put thing in place that is labeled. What the fuck? I give
Yeah,
up.
try plugging it in, dickhead. It's the single most Genesis-y soundtrack I've ever heard.
Yeah.
You can move fast, but you really doesn't look like you want to.
Yeah. Oh, now we can't really tell where the ground is.
Yeah, it seems to be constantly shifting.
Not that.
Okay, right.
The melody of this track is like borrowed, and I can't place what exactly it's from, but I feel like people are going to recognize it, and someone's going to point it out to me, and ugh.
It could be, I didn't mention the actual video.
game is just put together. Like, they just put things in it.
It's like a
It's
like
an amateur
AI.
Mario Maker level.
It almost seems like computer generated. Like they just. They oh what? Every time you budget
Oh,
this
why?
game, you get speed. Oh wow, a boss!
This
The
is
final boss, a giant mound of ice whose head doesn't really
Is it
stay
glitching
in
out?
its boundaries.
Oh,
Oh,
objective is
two,
putting me
okay.
out. This is why we don't have bosses on the other levels.
What the hell? Is there something wrong with the ROM? Is that... What the fuck?
What a load
Is-
of fucking nonsense.
Is that what was going on?
Sure. Awesome.
McDonald's.
Is that why these kids loved this comic so much? Is because of they're really concerned about the environment?
Was that real? Maybe.
And that's
Wow.
time you'll never get back. Oh, this predates the other game. Shit.
Wait, it just said Global Gladiators is property of McDonald's. Was that like an actual thing they did, or was that just... Oh
just
no.
I'm just
The
taken aback by
rabbit
this.
hole.
This predates Treasure Island. I thought this was after.
Yeah.
So it's a prequel.
Yes.
Well, I mean, given that the other two are NES games, now we're doing it backwards.
Perfect.
Yes, we are doing those, aren't we?
Yes,
No.
of course we are.
No.
I'll put this on for 5 minutes, I said. But you know, it's doing commentaries for games like this that really make you appreciate the good games,
I don't know if-
and also the ones that are like fascinatingly bad, because that is just bland as fuck.
I don't know if that game had 5 minutes of content in it.
Yeah, we kind of got through all that within like the 5 minute mark. We kind of saw everything. That was funny though. I'll never forget Burgatory. It was worth it just for that.
I'll never forget Purgatory.